Today we are here at Thorncrest Ford and we are taking the 2023 Mach-E for a test drive. Sell here and see. Let's do a quick walk around. This is the key fob that you're going to get with the Mach-E. It does have proximity locking, so as soon as we get close, just touch the button. There we go, and the door opens up. Before I hop into the driver's cockpit, let's take a walk around the exterior. We have a charging flap at the front here, so it looks like we're gonna have level 1, level 2, and the level 3 charger as well. I like how with the Mustangs, the Mach-E's, you have the whole front is sealed up basically. You don't need a lot of air. It looks like we have some active air vents at the bottom, and then the big Mustang logo in the center. Some pretty big front brake calipers here with looks like some Michelin all-season tires. Now you know the Mach-E is going to be an all-wheel drive variant when they have the Mach-E 4X, because you can get this as a two-wheel drive option instead of a four-wheel drive option. Taking a look at the trunk, I like how aggressive that rear hatch is, and you have the classic 3 for the rear taillights like most Mustangs have. There's a small button right there to open up the trunk. Privacy cover is there. I like how the privacy cover is really far out of the way. A lot of other brands it kind of like sticks down and it's kind of bulky, but that one's really far out of the way. A little bit of extra storage, tire inflator, and that's going to be the charging cable that comes with the vehicle. Let's take a look in the trunk, the back seats. I like the door handles. There's no door handles on this car. You just press this little button and it pops open for you to get into the back seat. Very spacious back seat, very large standard panoramic glass sunroof, and it even looks like the rear seats here are a little bit longer, provide a little bit more leg support than most other cars. I have the driver's seat in the cockpit position, and I've got plenty of leg room here. We got USB-C, USB port in the back, and these seats, very plush, very comfy. Center armrest with the 2 cup holders. I like that. I like how there's no bulky contraption to open up the cup holders here. And then when you're looking to get out, there's a funky little door handle on the inside. It's pretty cool. Driver's cockpit. This one does have the upgraded Bowers & Olufsen sound system. Look at a very small display screen and kind of a tablet on the inside. The driver's seat look a little bit comfy. Now we're gonna go on the road and we're gonna do a virtual test drive on the vehicle. Before we do that, I do have to introduce Jim. Jim here is a client advisor at Thorncrest Ford. He's been here for how long?
38 years.
38 years, so he knows his Ford product in and out. He's gonna help us out with the virtual test drive. He's gonna fill in those knowledge gaps that I don't have on this vehicle yet. So Jim, what do you say we hop inside and go for a drive?
Let's go for it.
Jim, you said the engine's at the front, right? What engine? Nice big front. That's actually some really good space.
If you notice, the cup holders are in the front there, and popularity for doing your tailgating.
Yeah, tailgating.
The front.
That's quite a lot of space. I mean, I know BMW doesn't offer any front trunk storage space. Audis, some of them have it, but it's like a tiny one, just enough for a charger. So this is that's a lot of extra cargo room there. That's a good amount of space. I like that. Ford's definitely maximizing there. That's awesome. Oh, I like that giant Ford logo up there. They insulated it. That's awesome. Getting into the driver's cockpit, we also have this locking key if you accidentally lose your key and you need a backup. And then pressing the button here and a little handle off to the side. It's also like a little sporty winglet as well. That is a cool opening animation that we have there. Start right there. How do we know it's on? It says ready. That's how we know.
Perfect.
This is an interesting, kind of like an iPad, very Tesla vibes, and I like the carbon fiber open pore trim behind that, and the fabric at the top here. I'm really liking the interior. It's very interesting how the Mach-E has a very small gauge cluster compared to all these other companies coming out with massive television screens in front of you.
We found that
it's reduced.
Customers preferred that, at least in the Ford world, and people like to see what's going on instead of reverberating always to the center. We've been sort of trained to look straight ahead, so that's in place. Settings tab is there, and there's a choice of how you want your car to perform.
Wow.
Unbridled would basically just let loose, and it becomes more of a performance vehicle than anything else. miles.
Interesting.
If you wanted to keep the battery usage at a nice level and not over exaggerate on your driving habits, Whisper would be there. But if you want a mixture of both, then Engage will also be there. Now, as you can see, the one pedal drive is similar to driving a golf cart, where essentially when you lift up your foot off the accelerator pedal, it's braking for you.
So similar to what Tesla offers, but you can actually turn it on and off in this car.
Correct.
That's an amazing feature, because I find with, you know, when I test drove a Tesla, it takes a while to get used to that feel, where at least this way you have the ability to change in between and, you know, what the customer feels most comfortable with while they're driving.
Correct.
We're going to leave it off, and then maybe halfway through we'll turn it on. And then
another feature is the auto hold. And
love auto hold.
Auto hold, for some of our viewers, is generally if you get tired of braking, accelerating in heavy traffic, it will maintain the brake pressure, and you can take your foot off the brake pedal. And
so basically we're in drive, my foot's not on the pedal because the automatic brake hold, and as soon as I tap the gas pedal, it releases, and then we're good to go.
Absolutely.
Massive rear view camera screen here. I like that. That is awesome.
It's a 360-degree view camera as well. And you can also choose the way you want it to view as well. So
excellent. So it sounds like a lot of safety options for parking the vehicle.
Correct.
Does
especially if you have two particular planters blocking your ability to see left and right, and you get at least inch out of traffic, and the camera can be activated. And
so the front camera can be turned on, so we can get a front view image. How do we do that?
We do hit the camera. And
oh, amazing. So kind of a fisheye lens, so we can kind of see what's coming. I like that. Yeah, my friend one time was, he was, you know, the streets were blocked full of cars, couldn't see where he was going, decided to just give it, pulled out, and got T-boned by a minivan. Front cameras would eliminate that risk.
Now, as soon as you start traveling more than 7 kilometers an hour, it'll obviously shut off automatically.
That's good. That just does that automatically and goes back to what you need. So this one, the propulsion sound, got a little bit of electric noise to kind of feel like we're driving a car still.
Exhaust, just to make that exhaust note.
Kind of an electric exhaust note. I like that. I feel like, you know, usually, you know, getting a new car like this, it's a nice thing to have, but maybe after you've owned it for a little while, you just kind of want the car to be as quiet as possible. So it's cool that you can kind of come in and turn that on and off, and then it's also nice you can impress some new people in the car. Whoa, that's some instant acceleration there.
You'll find that it's developed over 260 horsepower very quickly, and it's quite responsive.
And the brakes are responsive as well.
We must warn some of the viewers that when you're driving an electric car, to be quite diligent on the area of pedestrians stepping off the curb with their noise-canceling earphones and not being able to hear you coming.
Yeah, you don't hear it. No engine noise to warn them.
Correct. And there have been a couple of close calls when I've been driving this vehicle, and not to put any fright in people's minds, but just be cognizant of what you see around you, because you don't know what can happen.
Exactly. So you say it's about 260 horsepower?
A little bit over 260 horsepower.
Okay, let's do a full Excel here and see. Smooth.
Very smooth.
I've test driven a few electric cars between Audi, BMW, Tesla, and all of theirs, it hits so hard when you accelerate fast that it gives me sometimes a nauseous feeling, especially with Tesla with the one-touch pedal. You accelerate so fast, and then you realize you need to slow down, so you ease off, and then the one touch brings you to a stop. It's really jerky. I like how smooth that was.
We get the same type of compliments on the vehicle that what you described right now. So you have to sort of get used to when braking on this vehicle, of course, with any electric or hybrid vehicle in general, is that you squeeze the brakes and then you get more regeneration, therefore you get more battery usage out of the car altogether.
So right now we're in whisper mode.
Correct.
So that's kind of like eco mode?
Correct.
And then engage would be kind of more of a neutral middle?
Yes, balanced. It gives you, so you can have a little bit of more acceleration and a smoother response. giving you the best of both worlds.
I can see the gauge cluster changed here between when I went to Whisper and a gauge. I really like how minimal this gauge cluster is. With a lot of other cars, there's so much information there, and it can be distracting. Where I like all you need to know is exactly what your speed is and as big as font as possible.
Correct. And of course your speed sign recognition, which is a big plus.
Very big plus.
So as you travel through the highways and byways of our lovely city, that you know what the speed limit is in that area.
Exactly. So we're in gauge mode. So the acceleration should be a little bit faster if I was to step on the pedal here. Oh, you can definitely tell. Yeah, much faster than that Whisper mode. But every time you start the car, you get in and you're in Whisper mode.
And it leaves off where you last left it off.
That's even better. So I know there's some of their brands is no matter what, you start in the middle, the comfort mode. If you want the eco mode, you have to click it. I like how whatever you were last driving, that's what you're going to start as the next time.
Correct.
So right now, this is the 90 or the 70 kilowatt battery?
This is the 90. So
90.
This is the dual battery setup with the all-wheel drive capabilities.
And the expected range that so I'm seeing we're about 55% battery at 240 kilometers of range, so roughly about 500 kilometers of range ish around there.
You'd be between 480 to 500 depending on how you drive.
Okay.
If you follow and be respectful of when you're driving, and it applies to a gasoline powered car as well. So
exactly. The more you put the pedal down, the less range you're going to get, just like in a gas car. The more you demand, the less range. So Whisper mode and as efficient as possible, you know, maybe you can get to 500 on most times.
Of course, if you have the opportunity to use cruise control, that would also help you tremendously as well.
Let's test out the cruise control. I'm seeing little lines. Do we have radar sensing cruise control on this?
Correct.
Excellent.
So it's giving you how many chevrons you are between the car in front of you, and you could adjust the distance. Closer, the less chevrons, the closer you get to the car, and you've got about a 1 second reaction time. Further away, you're pretty well close to about 3 seconds.
Excellent. I like that. It's such a big feature, especially when you drive around Toronto and our roads and stuff. And even coming over here, I was in stop and go traffic. And certainly something I wish my car had was the cruise control. Is that part of a package or an option, or is it standard?
Standard equipment.
Standard equipment. Wow, that's amazing. So massive, large panoramic glass sunroof, and you have active cruise control as a standard. Any other standard features, no matter which Mach-E you're getting?
On this particular model, it also has a memory seat for multiple drivers. It's also tied in with your remote, so whoever has the remote with them, that seat and the set of mirrors will be adjusted to that person's settings.
Perfect. So husband and wife has the car, they're sharing it, each has their own designated key fob. As soon as they unlock the car with their key fob, everything settings switches over to their profile, basically. Awesome.
Very good.
It's a very smooth car. I'm very much enjoying this vehicle. I could definitely see myself having this as a daily driver.
You can have fun with it and still be conservative with it as well.
Right, so if you want to have a little bit more fun, then you go into the unbridled.
Yep.
Gets much more aggressive.
Yeah, it gets more aggressive. Your steering response is a little quicker.
Yeah, I felt it get a little bit stiffer there instantly.
So, I call it the Mustang GT mode.
Mustang mode, I like that. Let's turn on the one touch pedal feel for the rest of it.
Now, the one pedal drive I might recommend for people that haven't used it before or never experienced it, to try it in an open parking lot. There have been occasions where people have gotten a little bit of car sick only because of the extreme changes with the driving habits.
Yeah, your foot's just not calibrated for it yet. It's kind of like when you step on the brake pedal with your left foot. It's just your pedal is not your foot's not calibrated that sensitivity.
Correct.
You gotta remember that as soon as you ease off the gas, you're slowing down right away. So
Correct.
Right now I'm accelerating, and then if I take my foot off, yeah, it brings us down pretty good pace. Between different brands, different one-touch pedal feel. Some of them not as stiff, and some of them are even more stiffer than that. Seems like the Mach-E has a nice medium for their one-touch pedal regenerative braking. So it looks like when I went into the unbridled mode, my range disappeared on my gauge cluster. You don't need to worry about your range when you're going for maximum power, I guess.
Correct.
And do we have navigation?
Yeah, yes, you do. And obviously notice the 3 lines in the top of the center instrument cluster also changed its appearance as well.
Yeah, it did.
To let you inform of what you were driving. And also the little one-pedal drive system, as the little symbol has appeared right next to the ready.
I see that.
And so that's popped up to let you know that you're in one-pedal drive.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Let you know what you've set up over here.
Now they recommend. Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, it's okay.
But the one-pedal drive they recommend because you'll get also more regeneration happening.
So if you want to get that maximum range, you have to have the one-touch pedal on.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's recommended, but for some people, it's strictly up to you.
I kind of like the one-touch pedal feel. Once you get used to it, it just makes driving easier. You no longer have to move your foot back to left and right, and your brakes are still there if you need to stop faster.
Correct.
You just have to kind of calibrate your foot to get used to it, and then after a little while, you know, makes your driving a little bit easier.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I remember before you said we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, standard features that are both wireless.
Correct.
And do we have navigation as well, or only through the Apple CarPlay?
The navigation is there. It's they're kept for you for approximately 90 days.
Okay.
And then you could do it as a subscription service if you prefer, or you could use your phone.
Okay, so Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Yeah.
So would we be able to test out the navigation here,
Sure,
or?
I can show you that. Not a problem.
Oh wow, massive. Why don't we navigate back to Thorncrest Ford? So where to? We'll merge on the highway first here.
Charging stations are.
Oh, excellent.
Now, with the fact that Tesla and Ford Motor Company have come together to offer their customers a more larger and available network, that range anxiety doesn't have to partake in that scenario. So you can enjoy a Tesla charging site and
really
utilize the ability to use one of their networks and charge up your car.
That is a huge plus, because I know a lot of customers are concerned about charging and where the chargers are and what's the availability and can you charge at Tesla stations is always a massive question every brand gets. It's not Tesla's. Can you use Tesla's charging stations? So the fact that Ford has that, definitely giving them a big edge on the market.
And you will have the capability of getting a special charging adapter, and it's not very expensive, and utilize the network.
That's amazing. So we are in unbridled mode here. I just want to get a little feel for what the acceleration difference is in unbridled mode.
As you can see, the propulsion sound kicks in.
Yeah, I like that propulsion sound. It makes me feel like Iron Man. I got that the arc reactor powering the vehicle or something. I like that. That's awesome. That's good that you can have it in whisper mode and be maximum EV efficiency, and then if you're feeling a little sporty day, or feeling you're on some nice roads that allow it, you can switch over to the unbridled mode and you have the maximum power.
Correct. And obviously that will change when you decide it based on the outside weather, as you described. Like if you're going to use it's icy outside and wet, you'd use a more subdued system, and then that would give you a more safer drive.
You have that only on a good weather day. Now I see that we have the screen here. What is this black bar right in front of the steering wheel?
The capability of your Blue Cruise. Blue Cruise is your hands-free driving.
Oh wow! So this car would have hands-free driving?
Correct. The other scenario there is obviously it monitors your wheel. Sorry, my apologies. Your eyes.
Eyes for attention.
Yeah.
The fatigue.
Sleeping at the wheel.
Yeah, the fatigue alert sensor.
Yeah, correct.
So right now, just one touch pedal, it's slowing me down all by itself. I like that. And then I'll only need to use the brakes. And will it bring us completely to a stop?
Practically, yes.
Wow. That's perfect. And then the auto hold engages in, and that's beautiful.
Yeah.
2 wireless device charging trays here?
One wireless, and the capabilities of USB-C and USB charging ports there.
Oh, nice how both of those are. I like how there's like 2 phone holders, and they're kind of in a convenient location.
And then, of course, underneath there's another storage compartment underneath. It's pretty open as well.
More storage underneath there.
Storage under here with a 12-volt charger right here as well.
And it slides forward. Oh, that's beautiful. That's everything you need.
And an
nice simple
parking brake,
shifter.
of course, and your four-way hazards are right there.
What's this button?
There's your parking sensor.
Parking sensor. Off, yeah. Okay. Does this car have any self-parking capabilities?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet. So probably something that they can add in the future.
Correct.
Maybe an update over the air may be possible in the future, but I'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
Sketch, you can do some drawing.
Yes, that's right.
Now, if you were navigating and you're taking a long road trip to BC or anything,
yes,
will it also show you the charging stations in between? I know
Absolutely, and also on the Ford Pass app, you can actually plan your trip, and it will connect with this particular station and give you all your charging stations along the way as well.
That's amazing. Looks like we got heated seats, heated steering wheel.
Correct.
Everything you need in the Canadian winters.
Do a climate control as well.
That's perfect. So
if we hit the charging scenario here, everything is plugged in and it tells you your driving history as well.
That's excellent.
Now they recommend that when you depart that you preheat or pre-cool the cabin while the vehicle's plugged in, and therefore you'll get more range out of your vehicle.
Interesting. Yeah. How do you do that? Through the cell phone app?
Correct.
Ah, beautiful.
Now, the app is complimentary, so there isn't a cost for a subscription service whatsoever. Some of the other car companies that do that.
Not even after a certain amount of time?
Correct.
Oh, that's amazing, because I know some manufacturers, you know, BMW, for example, they offer it for the first 3 years, and then after that, and then it's a yearly subscription. So that fact that it's no charge for the whole time is amazing.
That's correct. It's quite a large glove box as well.
Plenty of room there.
There's areas for storage, and of course, the nice, as we were driving along, it didn't cause a lot of heat inside the vehicle either. As if you notice, it was quite comfortable.
I was gonna say, I haven't really noticed the sun's UV rays. There's a layer of protection there that stomps it all coming through.
Absolutely correct. And of course, your day-night
automatic
right there. Correct.
We have blind spot monitoring. I'm sure pre-collision. I think I saw is there a menu in here for the safety systems on the vehicle?
There is. We could do the driver assistance features that are listed here. You can make an adaptive cruise control or pre-collision assist features that you can adjust as well.
So that's excellent that we have all of those options there that you can go through and customize to, you know, who the driver is and how they like their settings. Me personally, the lane keep assist I'm not a big fan of, but I know my girlfriend, she loves lane keep assist with the steering wheel vibrating to make sure she stays in her lane.
If you are in a long drive and you're feeling kind of fatigued and you might doze off, unfortunately from a safety aspect, people don't signal when they drive off the road. So,
yeah.
and if the car's got, if the road is obviously marked, which is always most of the time, it will basically alert you and vibrate the steering wheel and steer you back in. That's because you don't signal.
Mm-hmm.
If you do signal, then obviously you're awake.
It knows you're awake and leaves you alone.
Yes, and it'll keep you back in the lane. If you're trying to pass somebody and you don't signal, then it's going to fight you.
Exactly.
To get back into the lane.
Basically, if you signal, it knows what you know what you're doing, and it's going to leave you alone. But any other time, then you're not doing what you should be doing.
Correct.
As a safe driver on the road.
Correct.
Well, this has been a great virtual test drive. Thanks again, Jim. And for all the viewers that are watching the video, make sure if you guys are in the Toronto area, come out to Thorncrest Ford. Reach out to Jim. I'll leave his email down in the description down below, so you can send him an email directly. Reach out to him to go for a test drive in a Mach-E or any other Ford that you guys are interested in. So next up, we're going to do the Ford F-150 Lightning, and then I think the Bronco. This should be good. I'll get over here.
Now you get the little symbol there that it's charging up as well on your phone.
Oh, so I know that my phone is charging just because of that little symbol right there. Is it? Will let me know if I forget my phone in the car when I'm trying to leave. Nah, so you still gotta do that yourself. Technology is great, but you still gotta be responsible for your own things.
Yes.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, made it all the way to the end, please smash the like button. Consider subscribing to the channel for future POV virtual test drives, and I'll see you guys on the next video.